What's going on, everybody? So again, another first shots video. I have a lot of firearms I've not shot. I'm just trying to knock these first shot, first impression videos out as quick as I can. But what we're going to be reviewing today on First Shots is a CZ75 P01 Omega. This does have the Omega trigger in it. It is a little different than the standard trigger. I'm not totally sure about the internals, workings of the trigger, about what's different, but I will tell you something that I liked better about this one than I did the standard. So the standard has a decocker back here. The Omega has the decocker up here, so you can see where the decocker is more forward, almost like a 1911 style safety. You can see it decocked it right there. It's ambidextrous. The standard one has it back here in the back, and I was afraid that when I was shooting this gun, I get such a high grip here that my thumb would be riding on that high decocker on that side, and it would kind of give me the same effect as like my FNX 45 Tactical. I love that gun. But where they place the safety on it, for me at least, it digs right into my thumb's bone right there on the side, right into that joint. And I was afraid that if I bought the standard version of the P01, that it would do the same thing. So I actually had ordered the P01, because I had to order this firearm. I actually had ordered it, the standard one. And then when I got to looking at them, I called back real quick and changed it to the Omega, so I would have this style of decocker. Now, I do want to say this gun fits my hand amazingly. It melts into my hand. And again, like the 509, when I pull this up, the sights are just right there. Now, I do wish it had came with night sights. It comes with these glow sights where they can be charged in the sun, kind of like a luminescent, like a watch hand would have, like an analog watch would have. It does come with those, but from what I've seen and testing, just paying attention to it at night and looking at it, these do not glow nowhere near as long as like my H&K VP9s. My VP9s seem like they'll glow all night long. It seemed like about 30-45 minutes these weren't glowing anymore. That's kind of a disappointment, but I'm sure I can find sights and change those out. And if I ever decide to carry this gun, because I do feel like as small as this is, it's almost a 4-inch barrel, but as small as this is and as ergonomic as this is, and it's an all metal gun, but it doesn't feel as heavy as what I thought it would feel. I could see myself carrying this. It does not have an optic. I do like carrying firearms with optics now, since I've got used to those, but I really could see myself carrying this. I will probably change out these rubber grips to like a Loke grip. If you're wondering what Loke grip is, I have a set of those on my Shadow 2, and I have done a video of those in the past. I'm not sure what channel this will go up on, but it's on my Pro 2 Andy channel, and I really like the Loke grips. I'll probably get something similar to that with that golf ball style texture, and these aren't bad, but I really feel like this rubbery feeling right here, oh, it is rubber, would be very tough on your skin for a long period of time. I just feel like if that was just sitting there rubbing your skin while you was walking, it could really irritate it over a very short period of time. Now, one thing I did like about this over the regular CZ75 was that it came with a rail. I don't carry firearms, I don't really use many firearms that I can't put lights on. I've said that numerous times. A lot of bad things will happen to you at night. You need a way, I locked that out. You need a way to illuminate that. You just do. The TLR-7A is actually one of my favorite weapon lights that are made right now, and I just really like that light. Before we get into shooting, I also want to thank Underwood Ammo for sponsoring some of the ammo that is being used in this video. Let me get my eyes and ears on. We'll see how this thing shoots. Okay, again, this is a double action, single action pistol, which means if the hammer is down and I pull this trigger, it will fire. When it recoils, it automatically cocks the hammer back for me. When it resets, it is now single action. So what that means is your first trigger pull is probably going to be 8 to 10 pounds. Your second trigger pull, I think I actually pulled that at about 3.8 pounds on this particular firearm. I'm not the hugest fan of double action, single action, but I really like this gun. Let's do a little shooting with it, see how we do. I'm actually going to shoot at the 7 at the top because I have used this target for my last video. So I'm actually going to shoot at the 7 towards the top of the 7 ring. I pulled every single one of those left. Now I don't do, you know, double takes or anything like that. I show you guys what I shoot. If it's horrible, it's horrible. I'm a normal person. I don't do a ton of shooting. I just know a lot about firearms. But this is all. This shot was already here. This is everything. Look at that. It's a tight group, but here's where I was aiming. It is a little bit left. I like that. I really, really like that. That could just be me pulling that, or I could drift that sight just a little bit. I'm trying a new trigger pull right now because my hands are pretty big. Let me just show you this. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. So we're going to actually use the CZ here because that's what we have. Make sure it is empty. So if I do this, my finger is actually kicked out this way and my gun wants to turn that direction. So I'm putting more of my finger in and I have more of a straight back trigger pull now. The gun does not want to go left with me and my trigger finger is more straight in line than it is kicked out to the side. So I watched some videos on that and there was a lot of people talking about when they have very long fingers and big hands that a lot of people will put more of their finger through the trigger to try to eliminate that front sight moving one direction or the other and your trigger pull being able to come more straight back. So I'm actually trying that now. I'm not used to that. Not making excuses. This is just the first day I've tried it. It is what it is. I still like that grouping. It was just a little bit left. That'll still do the trick though, let's face it. Let me throw up a shoot and see and load this thing back up and see how we do with that. Okay, so I put that at the 8 mark on, you'll be able to see it. It's a shoot and see, but I put that up at about the 8. Again, we're at 7 yards. New trigger pull technique. I've been doing it all day. Trying to get this figured out. Hopefully, it helps me out in the long run. Let's see what we got. Just load up 5 shots. A couple of them were quick. This trigger is light, boys. It is light. Recoil almost made me fire a couple of those. So let's go look at this. I'm still just a little bit left, not horribly. That was one of those ones that was accidental, and I'm assuming that was an accidental one too. I ain't gonna say accidental. I had it on target. I just wasn't totally ready. It was almost like I was bringing the gun back down and the trigger was light enough that it fired almost off recoil. But here is what I did at 7 yards. This I'm pretty happy with. This is okay. I mean, that is 3 inches. So I mean, it is what it is. This one is a little crazy. Still in center mass though. I'll get that trigger pull figured out, and I think it's actually is working a little bit better than the previous way that I was shooting a firearm. I may actually load this up and do it with more of my pad on the finger, just to kind of see how I do in between them. I don't know if I'll videotape that. Maybe I'll video. Let me load it back up. I'll show y'all. You might as well watch it too. Okay, now we know where those 4 shots were that were on that shoot and see. I'm just going to use the pad of my finger like I used to use and just see if it's any worse. It's a sure tell sign. All right, let's go down there, see what we got. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's worse. So here's this, and then over here, this was what I did before. So you have here, here, and here, here and here. I think I didn't mark those. One of those may have been there before, but I am actually shooting better, putting more of my finger through the trigger guard. So we'll continue with that until we get used to it. Again, I really like this gun. I like the accuracy of it. That trigger did surprise me a couple of times. I'm not gonna lie. There was a couple of shots there that the trigger surprised me. That is how light this is. Like I said, it is around it's under 4 pounds. It's 3 pounds and something, but in that single action mode, it will surprise you. Just checking to make sure my light's off before I take it home. But I really like it so far. I could actually see me carrying this because I think it's a good gun. I really believe it. CZ makes a good firearm. Could it malfunction? Again, I don't carry guns that I don't put 1,000 to 1,500 rounds at least through, but I have no doubt that this would make it through that. And just from pulling the gun up and seeing the accuracy I got just out of the first 5 rounds, I think I could become very proficient with this, and I believe you could too. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys, and we'll see you next time.